guys might not know this, but I consider myself a bit of a loner. I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack.
Sigma male or lone wolf is a term used to describe men who are masculine, introverted, independent, self-reliant, and less interested in seeking or maintaining social dominance or leadership positions as opposed to alpha males. Even though sigma males are held to be outside the social sexual hierarchy, they are often held as equals to alphas. The term alpha, beta, omega, and sigma are used when describing the social sexual hierarchy seemingly created by Vox Day or Theodore Robert Bale, an American activist and writer. The socio-sexual hierarchy is a concept that attempts to describe and categorize individuals based on their perceived success and behavior in the realm of mating and sexual interactions within a social context. According to this hierarchy, there are four main positions: alpha, beta, omega, and sigma. Alpha males are traditionally associated with dominant, confident, and charismatic individuals who are seen as leaders in social and sexual contexts. They are believed to have a high level of self-assertiveness and are often successful in attracting mates and exerting influence over others. Beta males are often considered more submissive and supportive in social situations, and beta males are believed to be less assertive and confident than alphas. The omega male category is often used to describe individuals who are on the lower end of the social and sexual hierarchy. They may struggle with self-confidence, have difficulty attracting mates, and might be perceived as outsiders or loners. Then, finally, you have the already described sigma male, sitting outside the socio-sexual hierarchy. Even though the term sigma male has been popular since late 2010, it would gain tremendous popularity from around 2021, usually in the form of short videos on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Facebook Reels. However, one person strongly influenced the now sigma male movement.
Looks like you're going to a fish fry, Dwight.
No, they're howling at the moon. It's suggestive to women because of howling during sex.
Okay.
The rise of Andrew Tate and the Sigma male movement is often held as the same thing. Andrew Tate is a controversial online social media personality who talks about masculinity, building wealth, social skills, power, and seducing women.
Why has he captured the public imagination? And it's clear that he's become a voice, maybe like a kind of a violent rapper, same sort of attraction to young men. And that attraction is the attraction of what's the alternative to a kind of cringing defeat, and so maybe a forthright aggression is a preferable alternative to a cringing defeat.
Even though according to the socio-sexual hierarchy, Andrew Tate would be considered an alpha, he's often contributed to being a sigma by countless sigma-edited short videos online. Okay, we have the sigma males or lone wolves, we have the social-sexual hierarchy, Andrew Tate, and the rise of all these memes and the sigma male grindset or mentality. So what's the problem? The main problem with the Sigma male movement is that it's becoming an ideology for weak young men, not necessarily helping them to become stronger. I believe it's actually becoming the same thing as radical feminism, except as an opposite thing. We all know the weakness and degradation that the modern feminist movement is preaching. Women or men being not their biological gender, body positivity in terms of allowing people not to get better and feed their physical and psychological addictions, the idea of not wanting children, and also the freedom of sex in terms of it becoming casual, promoting irresponsible behavior both in men and women. Sigma males, on the other hand, promote aggressive and dominant behavior, usually in terms of committing illegal or immoral activities, especially the idea of fighting against women. Radical feminism fights for putting down men, whilst Sigma males are fighting to put down women. Let me explain. There are usually two types of Sigma content online: edits of Sigma males doing cool/bad things in the context of being badass, or humiliating either modern or traditional women. One formula is this: a beautiful woman who sometimes does something stupid or follows an ideology that makes her say something illogical is put down by the Sigma who says something quote-unquote badass. Another formula is an ironic acceptance of the radical feminism idea that men and women are the same, and as a way to retaliate, showing examples of men treating women the same way they might treat other men. There are comical elements to the Sigma edits that can be taken as a joke, and that's it, but There's another problem, the demographic that consumes these edits. I believe that mostly young men or boys either in high school or fresh out of high school take part in the Sigma movement and do it seriously. This means that they don't have yet a grounded philosophy for living a good life and instead resort to quick and flashy content to shape their personality. This can lead to the development of empty morals and a way of life that does not actually work in the realm of reality as opposed to a character on screen. However, in order to understand what is so captivating about these Sigma male characters to young men, we need to dig further. The most prominent feature of the Sigma male archetype is the dark side. Nowadays, most men and people in general are weak both physically and mentally. This weakness stems from many things that the modern world provides. The path of building strength takes a lot of time and patience, and when you are offered an easier solution, this can serve as a big temptation, especially for young guys. However, this easier solution is more like an illusion of power. Seeing Sigma characters not conforming to social rules and still retaining power and influence looks cool, and moments of the Sigma lifestyle can appear extremely attractive. Most of the time, this lifestyle is dark and touches upon fantasies of our inner subconscious mind of being able to act out our most darkest thoughts. A character of Walter White from the TV show Breaking Bad, rising from a weak and submissive chemistry teacher to one of the most fearsome criminals, strikes a chord in young men's hearts. Why? Because of the relatability. Most of us have dark thoughts, but either don't know how to integrate them in the modern world or fear looking at ourselves and releasing this dark energy. But when we hear or see stories of people actually act out these dark fantasies in their worlds, it captures our attention and fantasy fulfillment of the relatability of picturing ourselves in their shoes. Going back to what Jordan Peterson said, this is the choice of either letting the world keep making you weak or turning to something darker, but at least being able to go on your own path. This black and white mentality that the Sigma males and radical feminists have, however, doesn't reflect reality and backfires as no actual improvement is made. Another important note to add is that you mostly never see real-life ideals of Sigma men and usually just see characters from movies and TV shows, with the exception of Andrew Tate and arguably Sigma males like David Goggins, Joe Rogan, or others. Now, even not real stories or people can be good role models or examples to follow. However, you can see the trend of characters like Patrick Bateman, Ryan Gosling portrayed characters, John Wick, Tom Shelby, mentioned Walter White, and so on as prominent figures in the Sigma male movement. All of them have two things in common: being not real and expressing their dark sides, two ingredients required to the romanticization of these characters. Another big aspect of the psychology of the Sigma male is loneliness and depression. Most Sigma characters are lonely and seemingly suffer from the constraints of society, trying their best to rise. This, again, is extremely relatable to young men who then learn that in order to escape this depression and loneliness, they should be like those characters in turning to the dark side, rejecting people and quote-unquote going their own way. In reality, Sigma male characters do not reflect reality and how the world works. Rather, some of their traits are considered valuable, but the easily impressionable demographic of young men turn to idolize these characters, adopting their way of life and trying to replicate it as much as the strains of their reality will allow. We also need to understand that, again, most of the Sigma male content comes in forms of quick and flashy videos online that do not take the effort and time needed to actually build a grounded philosophy of life. Many people, not just young people, nowadays don't have the attention span required to actually sit down and learn a skill or learn knowledge, and so quick information becomes desirable. So what can young men do in order to acquire actual wisdom of life instead of resorting to the illusion of improvement? We established that there are two radical positions. On the left, you have radical feminism, desperately trying to make you weak and degraded. On the right, you have the Sigma mentality, a shortcut to isolating yourself from other people in order to quote-unquote work on yourself by any means necessary, even when it hurts your moral character and negatively affects the outside world. So what can we do about this? First, I believe you have to find the middle ground. You can't be weak, but you can't also sacrifice the ability to be a good person for your grind set or whatever. But how do you achieve this middle ground? By beginning to actually learn and build yourself in the world. We have two sides of us, our physiology and our psychology. Both have to be worked on in order to improve. This means that you should begin reading actual philosophy and trying to practically integrate the ideas into the real world to build your mentality. For your body, you need to eat healthy and work out. These two aspects of your life are responsible for almost all improvement, but you need to realize that it will take time and patience to achieve a lot of these things. experience. Life is not a TikTok where you can mindlessly go through it and think that you have gained some knowledge. Critical thinking is also extremely important, as you don't fall prey for any ideology. Sure, you have to be a student for a while and try to replicate ideals and ideas in order to learn if they work or not, but try as much as possible to develop this critical thinking and common sense when it comes to life. Is refusing to open a door for a woman really a cool Sigma trait, or is it just trying to show something where nothing is required to show? Is eating yourself half to death and blaming society for not finding you beautiful, prideful, or deserving of shame? If you are on one side or the other, I hope you can think about these things with an open mind and perhaps see that there are other things out there. I will suggest the philosophy that I believe is the best one out there for young men: Stoicism. And learning this philosophy means limiting your consumption of Stoicism online, but actually sitting down and reading Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, Seneca's Letters from a Stoic, and Epictetus and Charidion, and so on. Read these books and think about how you can implement the lessons and knowledge into the real world and turn it to actual experience, which can make you a better person. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed it and found it informative and helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. If you want to join our Discord community aimed to help men improve, check out the link in the description and comments. And if you want to watch a video similar to this topic, you can check it out in the description or click the top right corner of this video right now, and this will be a video about Andrew Tate and analysis about him. Thank you again for watching, and remember, meaning is always above pleasure.